Once the natives told a story of a land that the Great Spirit blessed, and the people followed that legend till they stopped at a spot they loved the best. And they stopped where they found that the fishing was good, the land it was fertile, game ran in the woods. We could be happy just spending our days on the river that flows both ways. And we could be happy just spending our days on the river that flows both ways. Yes, we could be happy just spending our days on the river that flows both ways.
You'll be dancing up and down on the steps like you're in some Broadway musical. That's right, concert here today, celebrating the Quadricentennial of Henry Hudson and Robert Fulton. Come right in, there's still tickets, time to come round and join us for the celebration. Hey ho, join us for the celebration of the Quadricentennial right here, beginning in a few minutes. See that folks are pouring in there. Don't fight, girls, there's plenty of seats here.
So we have today Jonathan Kruk and Richard Bala, the Hudson River Ramblers, who are here today.
When I first came to this land, I was not a wealthy man, so I got myself a cow and I did what I could, and I called my cow No Milk Now, and I called my shack Break My Back, and I called my farm The Muscle in My Arm, and the land was sweet and good, and I did what I could.
Newburgh Bay, waiting for the wind and tide. 50 sail on Newburgh Bay with their anchors over the side. Well, the skippers all sit on the rails to yarn, same as the farmers by the old red barn. The boys in skiffs have gone ashore to ruckus outside the village store. 50 sail on Newburgh Bay, waiting for the wind and tide. 50 sail on Newburgh Bay with their anchors over the side. Well, the wind comes up with a mighty roar, white caps roll from shore to shore, so it's anchors up, sail away down the Warragut from Newburgh.